Hello, welcome to part 2 of my video about the wiggle effect or 3D GIFs or stereo GIFs. I don't really know how to actually say the correct name. Welcome to part 2 of my video. On part 1 I reviewed the Nimslo 3D camera. You can actually click here and go there. I didn't really review it, I just told you my opinion about it. I'm not a reviewer, I don't consider myself an expert to actually review a product. It's just my opinion. And I showed you a strip of a negative where I have 4 images, one for each lens. And that's what I'm going to show you. The negative on Photoshop and how I go by making the wiggle effect work. I'm not, again, an expert on this. Yeah, maybe I will struggle a little bit on some spots. I have done this a few times, but again, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing my experience with you guys, hence the name, the experience of my channel. So if you want to just go ahead and see part 1 where I show you the camera, here on part 2, I'm going to show in Photoshop how I go about and make the effect. Maybe it's not the best way to do it, it's the way I do it. I like to do it like this, and I just want to share with you guys the process. So let's hop back to Photoshop and see my process at least. I'm not an expert, I just want to help out someone who wants to make this effect. This effect is really cool, I really enjoy it. So as you can see, I have here, I'm going to look at my monitor now, an image. This is what you get when you scan the image. I'm sorry about the censorship on the faces. I shot a kids party and I don't really want to show the kids faces for their protection and because of their parents, of course. But it will be enough for you guys to see the actual results. As you can see, you have 4 images, and I mentioned this on the main video where the camera marks one of the negatives with this red dot. Maybe it was important back in the day when processing the image as a 3D image to know which one is the first. So the actual camera have a LED that shines every time you make a shot, and it marks one of the edges. I don't know why, maybe it's important. Right now it's not really that important. So I'm not an expert, I'm not a Photoshop expert, I just want to share how I do this and show you the results. So it's quite simple, at least the way I do it. You just double click on your layer to unlock it, and now have a fully functional image. You just zoom it, so you can see all the pictures. So now it's just a matter of stacking all the images. So you just make a selection. This one, you can leave it where it is. So just select the second image like this. Don't have to be really precise right now. You just copy and paste it. So Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. And now have a new layer with a new image. You select the move tool or the V, and you just overlap it as best as you can. You don't have to be really precise right now, just as best as you can actually do it. This looks okay. Now do a second selection, and you just select the second image, copy and paste it. Go to the main layer, copy and paste it, move it over the other ones, somewhere along there. Then you just select again, and you go back here, and you select the final image, copy paste it. I'm going to make this really quickly and roughly. You can just be as precise as you wish. Now I have all the stacks, and now you just need to crop the excess. Just shrink this, leave some room. You see, will come in handy. It's looking okay. Just crop it. Now put your layer back on the top. Zoom in as far as you can. So now you have to make a decision. So the wiggle effect will make the image go left and right. The 3D effect is because you're going to leave some parts of the image stationary and the rest of the image is going to move. So in this case, I will select the hands to be stationary and the rest of the image will move, so we can have that depth effect going around. So the way I do it, I just click on the first layer, load the opacity somewhere around 32% or something like that. Then you select the second layer and you move it so it will, the hand in this case, will overlap. If you want, just zoom in a little bit more. So there I have for the original layer. I'm going to make this quickly. Okay, here it is. Now you select the second layer and you toggle off the previous layer, and you overlap the hand in this case. There you have it. Now turn off this one, turn on that one. So I'm doing this really quickly. You just take your time with your work and be as precise as you wish. So everything looks okay. You go back and all the layers are stacked, and the hand, it's your stationary point, and the rest of the image will wiggle along it. So now just go here to Window and choose your timeline so you can make an animation. And you have two options. You're going to create frame animation, click it. Okay. Now you need to decide how long the image each of the frame will be displayed. It's a matter of personal choice. I like to use 0.15, just adjust accordingly. It's okay, it has a starting point. And you make it to wiggle forever. So what you're going to do, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and add an extra 2 and a CY in a second. So the number one, it's layer number 1. Okay, okay, you need to put the opacity back to 100%, and it's okay. So second one, it's the second one. The third one, it's the third one, obviously. The fourth one, it's the fourth one. And now you go back to the fourth and back to the third and back to the second. So looking here on the right hand side, you have layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, then back to layer 3, back to layer 2. So this will actually create that wiggle effect that you usually see. Let's test this. Let's click play, and there you go. So let me just zoom this so it can fit. And as you can see, you can actually see the wiggle effect that I mentioned. So the hand is stationary, and it seems that the rest of the image actually wiggles and gives that perfect depth of field, not depth of field, but depth effect. Now I have some extra images I do not want to, so just crop this as you wish. You can leave the borders, cut off the borders. It's whatever you like, just do it as you're liking. I'm going to do it something like this really roughly. I'm going to crop it and I could play it again. And you can see there is some extra here of the other images. So I just go like this, really, really quickly. You'll do this as carefully as you wish. And there's some more there. Okay, let's crop this again. And it should be something like this. And we'll be fine. So it's okay. Looking good. Now you just need to export this as actual GIF. So just go to File, Export, Save for Web. Now in this section you'll need to make some decisions about the actual picture quality you want to maintain. It really depends. I like to keep it around 1 megabyte because it will load quickly in Facebook or Tumblr or whatever. So I just need. So now I have here the dialogue. You just leave this on the default options, and I don't know, 500 pics. It should somewhere around here. Okay, it's fine. And you can see here on the bottom, you can see the actual size. So it looks okay for the time. So I'm going to click and save it. Desktop. I know you're not seeing this actually. Then you save it to desktop as a GIF, and you should be okay. Then you see you can share it with anyone or anywhere you want to. So I hope you enjoy this. Let's just review this. So just create your layers. You animate 1, 2, 3, 4, then go back to 3, 2, and you have your animation. It looks okay to me. Then you just go to File, Export, Save for Web, and you get your dialog box popping up. I'll usually leave the default options as they are. I just play around with this picture size so I get something more manageable. So 500 pixels, it should be okay. And it's resizing, it resizes it. You save it wherever you want it as a GIF or a GIF, whatever you like to call it, and it should be okay. This is it for now. I hope you enjoyed this two-part video. Part 1 about the Nimslo 3D camera, Part 2 about how to actually create your GIF or GIF, whatever you like to call it. And here we have the results. Have fun with it. Hope you enjoyed this, and I see you next time.